Hey, good morning, everybody. Sarasota Tim, halfway cowboy Tim. 43 degrees here in Sarasota, Florida. I got pants and shirt on. And I'm kind of slim on them because all I got a bunch is a heavy duty jeans that I bought. I found these in the rear hanger. I put them on. They're a soft cotton Wrangler. Actually, very nice pants. I think I bought these when I lived in Jacksonville. I like them. I might have to pick up a couple more pair today. Let's make some coffee and let me introduce you to my little friend. And it's kind of literal. It's a little friend. And if I turn the lights out just for a moment, as you can see, it's got the beginnings of something quite beautiful. Yeah, he's got a great future. We'll have to get over there and see if we can find some of those tiny bulbs that I had a year ago and give it a little bit more decoration. That's a tree that came with lights on it. And I'll also find a little string of lights to, I think you might remember I hung some over the mantle. Well, we can do this though. Let's go ahead and take the old, come on. It doesn't work anymore, huh? I've been having a problem. I think the batteries are a little low in this. Come on, is it this interfering with it? Let's see. It does. I thought it might interfere. I got this thing so jacked up. But anyway, there's your side look. I know it doesn't move around. I got it on this high, tall tripod here. I'm going to make some coffee, but no, it's not the same old routine. A little the same. We're going to be adding, instead of that extra thick, heavy whipping cream, we're going to be enjoying a little Christmas coffee this morning with some eggnog. On a recommendation from a subscriber in California, Temecula J, we're going to make eggnog flavored coffee. And I read one of the subscribers say last night that ironically that's what they have during the holidays. So I hope you're having one this morning too. I also want to tell everybody thank you so much for all the well wishes, and people were noticing that, you know, my voice was better and all that stuff. We're going to make a full pot of coffee. So I will be, that's exactly how much water I had left. I will be pausing this until the coffee's done, but we'll talk for a few minutes while I'm making it. I apologize if my back's turned to you. I have to put the water in the pot first, just to, know how much I need to put in the pot here in the coffee maker. And I go like this. I also want to thank a subscriber for telling me to go out and buy the bigger, better, taller coffee filters that could have been the problem of why my coffee maker overran the other day. The grounds floated up over that shorter maker, a shorter coffee filter, and flowed into the little thing down there that keeps them from, that the water goes through. So one thing I got, plenty of coffee filters. This is the hardest thing in the world, is getting one out. And someone also thought I had two in there that could do it. And I checked on that, but that wasn't the case. But thanks for giving me that tip. So now I know all the precautions on making coffee. Now let's get out the best cup of coffee you'll ever drink in your life. Maxwell House, baby. Till further notice. I have to talk about my health a little bit more. Um, this morning was the first time, and I just now realized before I finished saying that why I slept until a few minutes after the 6 o'clock hour. That's unheard of for me. But okay, 4. Oh boy, 5. I hope it's 6 and not 7 or not 5. All right. Too much is better than too little. I'm on this prednisone, and it's got me speedy. So I was up late last night. After midnight, I didn't go to bed till today. But I only need 5 hours of sleep. And the 5 to 6 hours of sleep, if it even is 6, that I normally get and have been getting, have been up on the hour. I felt like this morning when I got up, I'm like, are you kidding? It's a little after 6. I forgot about what time I went to bed. But I didn't even get up to go pee. I didn't even get up 2 or 3 times. I didn't look at my phone. I didn't do anything. I slept continuously. And while I look like hell, because these eye drops are just absolutely. And then I think that the people are saying coffee, people are saying prednisone is bad for, don't drink coffee when on prednisone. Prednisone's bad for glaucoma. Everything's bad for glaucoma, your eyes. But I feel good. I feel better than I have in days. I didn't even need any of that elixir last night. I just went to bed. I did take a sleep aid only because, and I don't do that every night. Very, very, very few nights of the week that will I do that. And when I do, I have 5 milligrams of these sleep aid pills. But because the prednisone is making me wired, and I was up till midnight, I said, I got to get some sleep. So I took a pill. And so that got me through the night and being up late. So maybe I need to stay up till midnight. I think I heard President Trump is going to try and pass, they always say it, to leave time alone. This switching back and forth is just for the birds. I like it when it doesn't get dark till 8, 9 o'clock at night in the summer. You're not going to change, even if you don't change the time. If you leave the time alone, you're still going to see earlier hours where the sun will go down because of the Earth's axis and the seasons. But you're not going to see 5 o'clock, 4:30 in the afternoon sunset. That's ridiculous. And that's what it is out west. Now I got pills to take. I'll take those a little bit later. And I'm looking at that tree, and while it's got some lights on it and it's a cool little tree, I mean, it's really plain. It needs to have some tinsel, not stencil. Icicles, baby, icicles. That's what I call them. When I was a kid, and we would decorate the tree, we would take the icicles. They'd be wrapped around this cardboard, and they were always like hard to get 1 or 2 off. And my mom would always be telling me, "Now don't put them on there in clumps," So you'd try to. She'd hand me some. I think I didn't get a whole thing myself. I have them in my hand draped over. They'd want to get mixed up and messed up, and I'd take 1 or 2 and I'd put it on the tree, and that was so slow. And I ended up. Then I would take them. I would throw them and let them just land, and they weren't hanging real pretty. And I got yelled at for that. And then I was taking them, and I was too impatient, and you would grab some, and there'd be 10 in there, and hang them on the tree, and you'd have clumps. So it is a patient thing that you got to have, putting icicles on a Christmas tree. But it always made it look so Christmassy. That was another thing when I talk about the old-timey days, when we had a real tree. I think artificial trees were for rich people, or they were all white. they were not that popular when I grew up. We always had that big bowl, that green bowl with the red legs, and we put that sparkly cotton under blanket under the tree, you know, and uh, but icicles made it look very wintry and Christmassy. So we always had those. And then the bulbs we used were the big ones because we had big trees. It wasn't in a camper. And oh, I can smell that coffee. It smells great. And then we'd get these bulbs, and the bulbs would have those sparkles on them, like instead of just all plain. They'd have both, but we'd also have them with them sparkles that are all stuck to them. Old timey stuff. And all the bulbs, remember this? All the bulbs were big fat bulbs, screw out bulbs. You know, you could replace them. It wasn't until later, and I have nothing against the smaller LED bright bulbs, but the incandescent bulb that we had that you could unscrew, and they were all the colors, and they would blink. We had the blinking ones too. I guess they had that feature as well, but everything was big. The bulbs, the light bulbs, what do you call them? Christmas ornaments, and they would always break. You got to hang that little wire on there, and then you got to hang it on the tree, and you'd hang it. You know, Mom would say, "Put it out on the end. You know, we can see them and all," and the limb would drop, or we'd bump into the tree or something during the holidays, and there'd be all this broken bulbs. We called them bulbs, Christmas ornaments. And oh, what about the little thing that went inside? It would pinch, go in, but they could pull them out, and they would get too bent in and come loose, and the bulb would fall out. All the old problems, you know, with the Christmas. But what I was going to say before I forget is I said it yesterday is I tell all the kids growing up, I'm telling you, today's the 22nd. Today's the day. No, it's not what I'm going to say. To live it, to breathe it, to enjoy it. Because come Christmas morning, it's all over. It's all gone. You got to wait another whole year. It's all over. So going around to the stores now and hearing the Christmas music, I've got to get over tonight. It's going to be a chilly one though. To the UTC Mall area where all those Christmas lights are and take it in. Now they'll be going on till after New Year's because it takes them months to put all that together. But right now before it's Christmas and everything, it'll be nice to be a chilly night tonight. It was very chilly. It's going to be very chilly tonight. It was 44 degrees this morning. So I'll get over there, try to make a video, of course, but I want to see it for myself and take it in. Take it in. And I read this morning from the book of Luke, the story of Christmas when God sent his messenger to speak to Mary. You know, the angels came and told her that she would be, you know, giving the birth of a child and to name him Jesus. And it's in Luke 1, starting in verse 26. You can read from there on and read the story. Maybe read it to your children. Maybe read it for yourself again. Maybe you forgot. Maybe you never even knew the story. And then it goes on, you know, as the wise men searched and found the star and followed the North Star, or the bright shining star, and it was over where Jesus was born in a manger. And I always like the what is that called when they do that in church? That the Nazareth? No, not Nazareth. It's the story. It's the story of that with the baby and the manger and the whole thing. And they'll have that. It's on the end of my tongue. Help me out in comments. And they'll always have that. People put it in their front yard, you know, with Mary and the wise men adoring him, and she's there with the baby and Joseph, of course. What is that theme called? My gosh. Let's get a cup out and maybe it'll come to me. Should I crush it this morning, or should I? These small cups, these ceramic cups, they're like diner cups. In fact, my daughter's good friend, he's a friend of mine too, on Facebook, left this. If you guys remember, last Christmas I was somewhere in the holidays up there. I was visiting around October, I think, when I bought the Crasher. I came back to my daughter's house, and hanging on the doorknob was a Christmas gift wrapped, and this cup was in there. And, it said, Merry Christmas to Sarasota Tim. And I thought, man, these subscribers were popping up everywhere. This is when the Social Security videos were so popular that people were recognizing me everywhere I went. I mean, in the mountains of North Carolina, driving down the freeway. I'm just saying, it was crazy. But it turns out that it is a subscriber, but ironically was a close friend of my daughter and Eddie. So thank you very much. And I also just heard something from you on Facebook just yesterday. Haven't seen anything in a while, and that reminded me of it. So, all right, where is that? There it is. There it is. See, I'm not hopped up yet. I'm not quite there. Went to bed at midnight, 12:30. Got up at 6. Put on a nice shirt that matches these pants pretty good, actually. This is light duty. Those blue jeans and the black Wrangler cowboy jeans I wear, they're comfortable too. But these are a very thin. I promoted these one time. I bought them at Walmart. I think I bought several pair. They're a thin cotton, so they're not real hot, and they're comfortable. I'm going to get some more if they haven't been stocked. Another pair anyway today. Also need to look at some shoes. So let's put some eggnog in here. And now I want to shift gears with you a little bit and talk about the servicing on the Super Crusher at Walmart yesterday. Folks, you remember the transmission story? I talked about getting the transmission fluid changed on the Toyota Tundra that I used to have, and I found out that it was a sealed system, and two Toyota dealers unequivocally told me, we won't do it, you don't need to do it, you don't do it, it's not recommended. It's a sealed system. And immediately, all the experts, and I say that respectfully because you're a lot more of an expert than I am, believe me. No, you can do it. Go get it. You do it. Have somebody do it. Take it somewhere else. They got to do it. It can be done. And I remember it was like, oh my gosh, I opened up a bucket of worms here. It's like when I had my Honda Goldwing motorcycle, and I was on a thread, a forum, and I was talking about, hey, look, no overfill, no overspill. And I was talking about what kind of oil, to put. And the same thing could be for what kind of tires to buy. Oh my gosh. People get so I had some comments. Oh man, let's get this. Oh, look at that color. Looks delicious. Looks delicious. Folks, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in 2025. God be with you all, and to all good health, taken from the cliche of the movie. Let's try it out. Here he is to you, Temecula J. Thanks for the tip. I can smell it. Oh yeah, it's slurpable. It's definitely slurpable. You know what? It's sweet, but it's not like cream and sugar or that hazelnut creamer that is just real sweet. This has just got, and I put a good amount in there. I like it. In fact, that's the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. That is good coffee. Try it, folks. Eggnog. I got the good brand. The only brand they had. Borden. Borden, baby. I had a little swig of it in a cup last night. And you can put some rum with it too if you're a drinker. It's kind of what I've always heard, about with eggnog. Spike the punch bowl, right? But let me tell you, that's the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. I'm going to have some more. They put a little bit more juice in it. Don't get cheap on myself. Add a little more juice. Because I do like this. And I want to get hopped up. Because I got to finish my story. Where was I? Oh, yeah. The controversial topics you can bring up in comments and how people get so passionate about it. Now, I say this respectfully because no one was rude or anything, but I was reading some comments this morning. You never take your car to Walmart. You never this, you never that. Now, I'm one that always says stuff like that too. I'll tell you how it is. I'm the one that's knowing everything. We all think we know something about something, don't we? Of course. So, respect. I give you respect. But I have to push back. And I could just let it go and say, yeah. But Walmart, my friends, you remember the story? I took my Tundra to the Toyota dealer and I drove out of there and I was, got home and I decided to check the oil and 2 quarts low. They immediately took it back, had someone else do it, changed it, and gave me another free one. They really felt bad about it. But that was the Toyota dealer. So I will use the dealer before Walmart every day of the week, baby, when they're free. And my Honda out here has 2 years of free tire rotations and oil changes. And the Tundra I had free tire rotations and oil changes. And the 4Runner I had the same. But guess what? It wasn't free. It was in the window sticker. I'm talking $650 scheduled maintenance included. But yet they charged you when you bought the vehicle. It was not even given. They didn't even hide it. They put it right on the sticker. I got the sticker. I had the sticker. So it wasn't free. But since I paid for it, I used it. And it's not about who does it. It's about what it cost. Because no matter what, since I was 2 quarts short of oil, no matter where I go, free, pay, it doesn't matter. Before I leave, a lot of animation, huh? I'm checking the oil. And the guys last night saw me raise the hood. They just pulled it out of the bay at Walmart. Oh, that's good. And I told them, I said, I only come to Walmart for my oil changes, but I always check it because I went to the dealer and it was 2 quarts of oil missing one time. I said, I just always check. No disrespect. He goes, absolutely, sir. Go ahead. I said, you put 8 in it, right? He was a nice guy. But talking about the Walmart is, let me just recap real quick, not to bore men that don't do auto mechanics or care about it, and certainly not to bore the ladies. They have a pit that the car drives over, and they work from underneath. They don't lift your car up. It's hard to forget the oil filter and the proper, and they use a torque wrench to to tighten up your oil plug. When they drain the oil out, there's a That's been the most common complaint for years. Is people would say they stripped my oil plug, they cross-threaded it, they over-tightened it. These guys are mandated, if they're going to get a job, somebody wrote in comments that the only reason they're working at Walmart is because they can't get hired anybody else. That is such a false statement. I mean, that is so out of the necessary to say that because, look, do you know, have you ever been, I was in the car business 17 years. You ever see some of the people that work in the back? I'm not talking about these master technicians, but these LOF guys, lube, oil, and filter. These are guys that are bringing up with the ranks that don't know anything. A lot of them are young. Same ones they would hire at Jiffy Lube. They goof off. You know, they don't really have any pride in their work. They don't understand the protocol. They don't follow any protocol. No one's there watching them. They just work at the dealer. Their dad got them a job there. Bubba, and I'm not talking to Bubba, I'm saying Bubba, when you go to work at Walmart, you are a highly trained, explicit, do it this way and this way only. And I know that for a fact because that's exactly what they do. I watch them and I see what they do and I've talked to the management and that's why I promote it because I know what they do. In fact, yesterday I didn't video it, but I was talking to the manager because he saw me making a video out there. He asked me, oh, are you making a video for YouTube or something? I said, yeah. I said, I'm actually a very big promoter of Walmart. I've made many videos about Walmart, service department and the inside. I said, I love Walmart. And he said, oh, okay. I said, I like and tell people about how you guys check everything. The guy had the windshield washer squeegee out there washing the window. And they checked the tire pressure. You know, he said, oh yeah. And when they rotated my tires, they use a torque wrench on each lug nut. Go to the dealer. They get those air guns. You ever see? Sorry about that. And they sit there and they wrench them. You just keep going. And then you get a flat tire and you can't even get your lug nut off. Or even a bigger problem is this one here is at so many foot-pounds of torque, and this one over here is a lot less, and this one here's got another one, and this one here's got even another one, and that tire is not perfectly balanced. Those bolts have to be on there equal, including the ones on camper trailers. You torque them. But that takes time. That takes professionalism. That's called doing something right. But no, so many people want to, especially like independent garages and stuff. Some do it. I'm sure they do. Kudos to them. Anybody that does anything the right way, I tip my hat. Respect. But so many don't. So when I go to Walmart, I know that they're trained to do all these other checks for me. They reset my light. They reset the TPMS, the tire pressure monitoring system. They reset the maintenance light. They top off all the fluids. They used to do, they don't do anymore because they don't want anybody contaminating the brake fluid. So even the dealers, I think, when they do a tire and oil service for you, they'll top off, maybe the coolant. I doubt that too, but the windshield washer fluid, and they'll look at everything else. But Walmart, they're going to do it every time. And there's somebody watching them back there. Because Walmart says, we don't want to be sued. We don't want to have any problems. Did they ever have any? Of course. Did dealerships ever have any? Of course. A man that says he's without fault is a liar. So, but I go to where it's like, this is how we're training our people. This is what we mandate they do. Not like, all right, you say you can do it? Go ahead. You're hired. Go on back there. That's your department. We trust you. No. And you're in a fishbowl there. Everybody can watch you, the customers. There's a big window there. And people do. And people like me that at least understand about oil changes and tire rotations. Are they doing it right? Are they using that torque wrench? And of course they do. So anyway, enough of that. But $46 for an oil change, 8 quarts, the extra oil. I mean, that's always a fair charge too. They use bottled oil, and it's the place to go. And always check your oil before you leave, though, like I did last night. And let me talk about one more thing about the Super Crusher. I've been driving it for a month, on this trip. And while it got disconnected for a couple of weeks while I was in Laughlin and I went to the golf course and stuff, I drove it last night and, I'm not pulling the camper. And so I'm free, baby. I'm free. That baby Godzilla motor. Holy crap. That is a very fast, powerful motor. It's a pickup truck. That thing will race a lot of cars. Over 400 horsepower. Got 373 rear end. Whatever the hell that is. But it does, man. It giddy ups. Definitely wear your kidney belt, though. So, anyway, final thing, very important. This will open up a bucket of worms for you guys. Oh, man. I even watched a YouTube video this morning to make sure, a couple of them. I Googled it, watched YouTube videos. I want to know the truth. The truth will make you free. I've been rotating tires wrong my entire life, and maybe you have too. And maybe a lot of the technicians are doing it wrong too. This crossing thing that we talked about yesterday, if you watched my video, I heard about it like when a tire's wearing bad or a car's got a pull, they do this, put that tire over there, and now your car will go straight down the road. It won't go this way or that way anymore. It's kind of a fix, a cheating fix. No, that's what you're supposed to do. Turns out, depending on if you've got front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, all wheel drive, or your tires have to go directionally in a certain way. They have an arrow on the tire. I had them on a Civic Si. Those tires could only go this way. They could not be switched around and rotate the opposite direction. They are directional. The proper word is unidirectional, I think. But anyway, they have to rotate, they have to roll a certain way. It's mostly on sports cars and stuff like that. My four-wheel drive truck requires this. And if you have an F-250 or a Silverado or any other kind of a four-wheel drive pick-em-up truck, when you rotate your tires, and you can verify this, you take those rear tires and you put them in the front. You're like, yeah, what? And then take the front tires, put in the back? No. You take the passenger front tire and put it on the driver rear. And you take the driver front tire and you put it on the passenger rear. So the rears go forward and the fronts go to the back crisscrossed. That's right. And there's even a 5-tire rotation where you incorporate the spare. Forget about it. Too much trouble. You got to take that thing down. But it's all about getting the most mileage out of your tires. And I can tell you another thing when we're talking about tires. Mr. Mechanic here this morning, and I learned that when I was towing this trailer, is you can set up your weight distribution hitch. You can do all these things. You can load your trailer. You can load the back of your pickup truck. You can put it over the axle, forward the axle, a little bit over here, a little bit over there. Tire pressure, baby. Tire pressure. I don't mean to point. That is the key to tire tread life, to ride, and to proper driving the way it should be. And if you don't think 1 or 2 pounds makes a difference, you look at your thing on your dash and it's only 5 pounds under what the door placard says. Get some air, because ask NASCAR how important 1 pound of air is. Tire pressure is very, very important, and tire pressure goes away. Right now it's 44 degrees. There's hundreds of cars out there this morning that people are going to start up and they're going to say, I got a flat tire, my low tire pressure light's on. What's wrong? Your tire pressure dropped because of the cold air, and you need to get some air in your tire. Now, you check your air in your tire when they're cold. It doesn't mean you check it when when it turns into 44 degrees outside and it's unusually cold, what it means is you check them before you drive on them in your normal temperatures. And if it is cold, you're in the winter and you're up north, yeah, you do check it when it's real cold like that. And you properly inflate them before you drive on them, or you remember what they said. And if you go to a filling station and get some air, and they're now 5 pounds heavier or higher, remember they're really going to be 5 pounds lower when they get cold again. So bring those tires up to what? Exactly what it says on the door placard on the inside of the door jamb of your vehicle. Every car has one. And it could be different for the rear than the front. I'm a stickler on it. I mean, I carry a tire gauge. I check it monthly. And plus, most cars have a little thing on the dashboard. You can push through your, if you know how to use all your features, you can see what your tire pressure is. It's very important, folks. When I used to sell the auto maintenance coupons, the oil change things that I did for 30 plus years, I drove that home to how important oil changes, tire rotations, and tire pressure. Simple maintenance things like that. You're driving down the road. This is what you're feeling. And so do it. All right, that was pretty boring for a lot of people, I'm sure. They trailed off, but I'm getting hopped up. We're going to end this one. 36 minutes? Oh my gosh. I hope it uploads. I got some more coming today. Lots more for you. I moved my griddle out of the storage in the camper. I got these little storage bins. The griddle, like you've seen that I used in the videos in Laughlin and stuff, that I make the eggs and bacon and pancakes and chicken tenders and steaks and anything I want. I've got that new fire pit that I bought at Buc-ee's. That's going to be open boxed. The griddle is hanging on the camper now. We're going to be cooking breakfast and hamburgers, lunches. No more smelling up and greasing up. I got it all cleaned up, and unless I have to, or it's 44 outside and I don't want to stand out there right now, I'm going to be using that. And I'll get you guys some cooking videos like them old-timey days. Crush it!